Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Tweet the Leader New podcast, where we chat about realistic leadership theories. We haven't not been doing podcasting for a while, and I'm so excited that we have the opportunity to reconnect, re-energize, also talk about important issues, important matters, but also bring key individuals. And I'm so excited to have my friend KJ, all the way from Halifax, Nova Scotia. And hey, he's running for mayor of West Haines, and I'm so proud of him. I'm so honored to have the opportunity to just showcase this moment of just getting to hear more about KJ from a human perspective, being able to hear about the passions and just connecting the ways of himself as a leader and what he's doing. So KJ, welcome to Tweet the Leader in You. How are you? Welcome back. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be back. And I will say, like, I used to live in Halifax, but now I do live in West Hants because
Yes, yes.
we're, yeah, we're a little different, but we're all one happy province. But,
No.
the reality is a lot of municipalities right now are going to the polls, like all of Nova Scotia elections, all of the Nova Scotian municipalities are going to the polls. So it's a fun time to talk about leadership, especially at the localized level.
Yeah, yeah. And KJ, elections is happening around the world right now. And
Hmm.
these are world issues on bringing leaders who are going to be doing actual work, who's going to be actually caring for the people and doing work for the people. So I want to start us off by sharing a little bit about yourself as a human individual and what made motivated you to run for mayor of West Haines.
Yeah, I think when I look at politics in general, like I have always had an interest in politics, even when I was a young kid. I think when I was probably in P6, so that's like the last school, primary school, I created my cabinet of like me being the premier of my country and just being like I didn't like what I was seeing, and
Yeah,
these are the people who I would select to help me run the country. So the
right.
idea around leadership has been instilled in me. It is my hobby. It's something that I always fall into. I always Once a leadership position finishes, I always say, you know what, maybe I'm gonna take a little break, and then here I am again. But
Yeah,
who I am at my core is a person who loves to seek understanding of the places he is in. So
mm,
I'm an honorary historian. I love to be in nature. I like to understand the context in which we stand in. Because it's really fascinating. Like I really think that we as a species are pretty cool to be able to look at a blank slate and kind of mold it into something
right.
and live there for hundreds of years. And we just don't even take that into consideration. Like, in the context of like North America, most of our cities and our towns have been settlements for centuries. And the fact that we still live in the same places that we do is really fascinating. And that's kind of like what I do in my hobby is
Yeah.
to try to understand those stories.
Wow. And I think that you as a story, as a listener, I would say, I feel that you have that key understanding of listening, but then also looking at ways of solution solving as well. And I really appreciate that you take nature to kindness as well, because going into nature allows you to reflect on a lot of things. And Nova Scotia and West Indies is surrounding nature. I feel like
Yeah.
that's it right there. And I feel like that's really awesome to hear about yourself as a human, but also being able to see yourself as a people's person, because
Yeah.
that's what we need. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Like
yeah.
nature is like I always say nature was my first friend and my first teacher.
Hmm.
Just like my culture back home in Bermuda, we're always been, like our roads go with the land.
Yeah,
Like we listen to, depending on how the waves are hitting the side of the shore, if a hurricane's coming or if a rainstorm is coming. So being connected to culture, sorry, my culture is to be connected to the environment is one, just to understand what's happening around you, but also very healing to figure out ways
yeah.
of grounding yourself because this stuff ain't easy.
No, It's not. It's not. And it goes down, there's so much issues going around society, so much things that we face, and we can only tackle certain issues that is control within our limits. And also we need community and their voices together to solve these other issues together. And so speaking when it comes down to like issues and community, um like what are the key issues facing West Teams right now, and like how do you plan to address them if elected into this office?
So I would say that I call it the big three. So it's
Mm,
infrastructure, housing, and growth from within.
mm,
So as Nova Scotia develops, the province has made it its mandate to increase the double population.
mm.
So when we fail to realize when, other levels of government say, we're going to do X, Y, Z, everything flows downstream, if you know what I mean.
Right. Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
our municipality is an emerging municipality. We're connected. We're 45 minutes away from Halifax, and
Yeah.
Halifax has went through like an extreme growth, and Halifax unaffordability challenges is
Mm,
causing municipalities that surround Halifax to now expand, but also we're now seeing the challenges that happen when communities who traditionally don't see large growth are now dealing
right.
with growth. So when
Yeah.
I look at the issues that folks are seeing is like people are concerned about infrastructure, people concerned around can we withstand this growth? But then also
Yes.
folks want housing. Like, as everyone says, we are in a housing deficit.
Yep.
And the issue that we're trying to explore is we're talking about affordable housing, but we're not looking at affordable housing on the spectrum. We're not looking
Mm-hmm.
at creating housing life cycle where
Right.
if someone is a young professional and they're looking to acquire their first piece of property,
Mm-hmm.
we need to explore what does the first time homeowner look like. Or individuals who are experiencing, homelessness, we need to figure out how we can adopt the housing first structure for them. And, rural municipalities are now grappling with this fact, mind you, on a smaller scale compared to that of Halifax. But nevertheless, we are now grappling with those questions. And to the first two that I said, money is king. So
Yeah.
municipalities are grappling with the fact that because of how, the Constitution is set up and how, municipalities are a byproduct of the province. So whatever the province decides to create the financial structures creates constraints within municipalities. So municipalities can't run deficits and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
when you have a limited, finite ways of making money for municipalities, plus you have increased demand in your infrastructure, municipalities need to lean into the innovative space around financing and growing the economy to basically transition a whole system.